Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February full moon reading for you. Now, this full moon's impact lasts from the full moon in February, which is February 9th, to the full moon in March, which is on March 9th. There we go. So let's dive right in and see what this full moon has in store for you. I have everything all laid out here, everything that you need to know about the full moon in February, about the full moon in March, and about the new moon on February 23rd. All right, so what I'm going to be doing first is moving your Queen of the Moon cards and your Moonology cards over to the side. These I will get to and layer on top of the tarot at the end to give the moon a voice, to give Luna a voice for herself. And so let's see now what the tarot has to say, and as soon as I am done laying out these cards, we will talk about this snow full moon and this full moon in Leo. So Spirit Guide message for Taurus: how will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? How will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? How will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? How will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? How will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? How will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? How will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? How will the full moon of February 2020 affect Taurus? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. So at the heart of everything, we have the Two of Swords. You're crowned by the Ace of Pentacles, which is a gift just for you, so that's beautiful. We have the Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Ten of Swords, the Death card, which is a Scorpio energy, a time frame of October 23rd to November 22nd, the Queen of Wands, a fire sign energy, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius, and the Tower card. Interesting. Intense. Very intense. Okay. So let's start off by talking about this moon. This moon is the Leo full moon. It is also the snow moon. This is a time of great change. This is a time of great power coming towards you. You're embracing your majesty. You're embracing where it is that you want to be. And I see a shift here happening, or a road being chosen when it comes to your career, when it comes to your passion, what you want to be putting your time into. There is something very powerful around this, and it's like a rebirth. It's as powerful as a rebirth. So let's start talking about this moon. So it is a full moon, of course, and the full moon in the Moonology deck, it says surrender to the divine, and then in the Queen of the Moon, the full moon is power. So as you surrender to the divine, as you embrace your power, the full moon in Leo says, do not let pride get in your way. And the full moon, being a snow moon, is saying purity is coming. So you have here purity, you have the sense of not letting pride get in the way, kind of a release of the ego, and seeing what you truly want, what you truly need, how you truly need to move forward in your life towards your goals, towards what it is that you desire. Now, there's only one void, of course, during this time, which is very nice. This is going to be at 11:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? And this is going to be a time where nothing will come of this situation, where what you think will happen, where what you have planned to happen will not happen. So I highly recommend not doing anything really big during this time. If you can avoid it, not making any big decisions, and if you can give yourself kind of like an hour wiggle room around this, just to make sure that you've kind of cleared things and nothing really big is happening during this time, that would be the best way of approaching it. This full moon, oh goodness, is also very much calling to the power of reclaiming your throne, which very much has me thinking of the goddess Rhiannon in Welsh mythology, how she was shamed out of her throne. She was kicked off, she was kicked away. And what happened is she was an other, she was an outsider, and she was a fae. She had tremendous power. She was the goddess of horses. She was she's like the goddess of sovereigns. She's just astoundingly powerful. So this being in her story, this being part of her mythology, is just fascinating to me because she was cast down. Her and her king finally had a child, and they had been waiting for so long to have a baby. But the baby got stolen away. This monster came, stole it from her room after childbirth, and she was absolutely dead exhausted. She was fast asleep. And she had 5 nursemaids looking after her, 5 midwives were looking after her. And all of those 5 midwives were like, listen, I don't want to die for this. I am not putting myself on the line. So they said that she ate her child. And they got puppy bones, and they put them all around her bed, and they said, look at her. She ate her baby. And yes, it's astoundingly sad, especially when you think of the puppy, but she was cast down. She was cast down, she was cast out. And the king said, I will not kill you, which would have been his right, and which would have happened to those nursemaids. But he said, you will be not exiled, you will be cast down for 7 years. And in those 7 years, you will sit in front of the palace gates, you will tell every passerby what you did, that you ate our child, and you will give them a ride on your back like a horse, right, to wherever it is that they need to go. That was her punishment. Now, before those 7 years were up, her son was wound up being raised in another kingdom, kind of fostered, which was very much a tradition during this time. He was fostered by a king. This king had found him when he was trying to protect his own horses, and he raised him as his own because him and his wife always wanted a son. And then the son grows up very quickly. He steps into his power. He looks the spitting image of his father, and the king sends him to his rightful throne, to his rightful father, and to claim his birthright. And that's what I see here. The son absolved the mother of her shame, of her sins, and she claimed her power. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's kind of like you are stepping into your power, you are stepping into your truth. You have the sad story behind you. It might not be as intense as Rhiannon's, but it is a sad story that you have been carrying with you and that has been weighing you down, and you are exonerated by this moon. You are raised up, and there is such a sense of claiming your throne and claiming your power that it's absolutely brilliant. Okay? Of course. So let me just fix this. Bear with me, guys. All right. Put these back here. And then on February 23rd, you move to the new moon. And the new moon's power here, it's a time of beginnings, which is also what this time period is all about for you. It's a time of beginnings, of moving from the snow moon, moving from winter, depending on where you are, of course, to summer, or it can be from moving to summer to winter. And what this is this is bringing you a beginner's mind, which is what the porcupine spirit is all about here. It's time for a beginner's mind. It's time to look at things in a new way, to be inspired, to it's kind of like a spring cleaning of the mind, or a preparing yourself, if you're in the southern hemisphere, for winter. It's kind of like a cozying down, but you're looking at things in a new way. You are releasing the clutter, the hardships, the pains, the disappointments, and what you're seeing here is a new start is coming. And as that new start is coming, the new moon is in Aquarius, and so this brings love into the situation. A new start is coming as you embrace love, as you clear out the old with the time for a beginner's mind, with the porcupine spirit here, say, clear out the old, have a new start, look at things from new, fresh eyes, and then that brings you to a beautiful new beginning. All right? Now, on March 9th, you move into, we have the new moon, we have the full moon. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's just leave it and move on. All right, we have the full moon in Virgo, which as you embrace this full moon, okay, you surrender to the divine, you have power coming around you, and this says you are good enough. Now, that can sound rather dismissive, like you're good enough, don't worry about it, you're fine. But that's not how the moon wants you, that's not how Luna wants you to see this. What Spirit is saying is that being good enough is not constantly putting yourself through the rigmarole, not constantly comparing yourself to everybody else, not constantly saying, I have to be perfect. Perfect is unobtainable. Perfect is what gets you to buy what celebrities are sponsoring. Perfect is what gets you to buy what commercials are selling you. And nobody's going to be perfect. You're never supposed to be enough, because if you are ever enough, you will stop consuming in the rapid fire way that the world wants you to consume. So here, being good enough is looking at yourself and saying, can I have flaws? I'm human. That's part of life. But I'm embracing those flaws, and I'm moving forward in my power, in my truth, in my prosperity. And that really is going to be something that is tremendously freeing for you, tremendously invigorating and beautiful. And that's what you're moving towards in March. Now, for your spirit guide animals for during this time, the porcupine spirit just spoke to me when I was meditating upon this moon, when I was looking at things. And then during this time period, during February, it's the spirit animal for February is the otter spirit. And this says, you are never alone. And that's something that's going to be so absolutely beautiful for you during this time. You are never alone. You're not in this by yourself. You have divinity moving with you. You actually have the phases of the moon moving with you. There's a sense of deeper beauty, deeper truth, wanting you to succeed, wanting you to achieve. And then when you move into March, this is a time of the wolf spirit and of the whale spirit. The wolf spirit says true knowledge becomes wisdom. All right? Turn knowledge into wisdom. True knowledge becomes wisdom. It becomes a part of you. You turn knowledge into wisdom, and you stand in your truth. And as you embrace your truth, as you turn knowledge into wisdom, you trust the greater mysteries. You do. You trust that there is more out there than you could ever realize. And it's kind of like embracing the depths of the ocean. You will never walk upon the ocean floor. You will never see within that darkness. And that can be overwhelming. That can be terrifying. But it's also beautiful. It's also beautiful. And there's such a strong connection for you, especially as an earth sign energy, Taurus, and especially as such a sensual, sensitive earth sign energy that you are. There is such a connection to you, to the earth during this time. And in February, this full moon is represented by amber. Okay, that's the color of this full moon. But it's not just a color for me. When I see that, I just see an amber, a piece of amber, a necklace, jewelry in amber, but something in amber. That's your grounding force, because the earth is so important to you during this time. Because either, if you're in the northern hemisphere, the earth is starting to awaken. You're starting to have those beautiful days come. And when you're in the southern hemisphere, the earth is starting to go to sleep. This is also the time where you get more snow. So you have that bit of, if you're in the northern hemisphere, you have that bit of like getting something beautiful and then having it taken away just a bit. So here, there is this sense of walking into your power, walking into your beauty, having that bit of amber. And then as you move into March, that bit of lavender. It can be a lavender plant, which I would highly recommend, because for you, plants are going to be so absolutely important, but there's this bit of lavender around you. It can be having a lavender scent if you like lavender scent, but this sense of lavender to ground you, to move you forward, to connect you with the earth, because that is such a powerful force for you. And at your heart here, you're at a crossroads. There is this change, this sense of looking at things anew, and you're going to think, okay, only 2 roads are open to me. And that's what you're going to see in the beginning of this full moon, because the Leo energy is really coming forward, and you are releasing shame, you are releasing disappointment, you are rejecting it. This is a highly creative time for you. This is a time where new ideas start to flow, and you start to remember your dreams. And what you're going to see is a new avenue opens up, a new beauty opens up. And your underlying theme for this time is self-creation, self-expression, and owning and celebrating your uniqueness. And this is going to open up a road that you hadn't anticipated, that you hadn't expected. And then you have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is passion and creativity. The Queen of Wands is a fire sign energy, and Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. Yes, things can be shifting with a fire sign energy, but things are also coming into your passion and into your power. During this time, you're going to be much more comfortable behind the scenes. And this is a time of embracing your majesty. Your majesty is coming through as the Queen of Wands, is coming through as fiery. Okay, so know that tempers might be running high during this time, but also it's calling on this full moon in Leo. It's calling on the fiery, creative energy. This is going to be a time of tremendous inspiration for you. This is going to be a time where you're looking at things and you kind of stand on the crossroads of something magnificent. And it's Spirit is saying around February 23rd, around this new moon, is when you start to see things moving you forward, okay? When you start to have love coming in, you're looking at finances in a new light. This is a time to visualize where you want to be. You're getting new insights into relationships, okay? New insights into finances, new insights into things that are astoundingly important to you. So the fire keeps burning. It keeps you alive. It keeps you in this passion, in this creation, in this passion of creation. And then you are crowned by the Ace of Pentacles. Now, this is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of prosperity, of wealth, of abundance. And this gift is breathtaking. It is absolutely breathtaking. And I do not have you taking it, fully, because it would be the Queen of Pentacles if you were. But this gift is just for you. So you may very well find yourself taking it in drips and drabs, not as fully as you would like to, not as all at once as you would like to, but in a way that is exquisite for you. And it is leading you forward. It's what you're thinking about during this time. That's why the earth is so important to you. Think of this gift, think of this pentacle as a seed to be planted, as something beautiful that you are cherishing coming forward, that is going to grow with you, develop with you, become a part of you. And it leads you to the death card. So this is rebirth, is what I'm seeing with the Ace of Pentacles, and the Death card is a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. The Death card is kind of saying here, okay, I need to walk away from this. This isn't my truth. This isn't my power. This isn't where I need to be. And so you're going to have something die away, and it can be a painful death. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh my gosh, this is going to be absolutely exquisite. It's going to be something where you sit there and it's like, oh, I never thought of it that way. I didn't think that this could happen. I didn't know that this could happen. It's going to be something in that effect where you're like, oh my goodness, this is so much more than I had thought of. And you see yourself rising. You see yourself rising in your passion. You see yourself rising in your power. You're releasing shame, whatever shame you have in your life. This is the moon that purges it, because the moon is a reflection of the sun. Oh, that's it. So I'm going to go, of course, for just a little bit. That's where this Queen of Wands energy is coming. This is fire, okay? You are the earth. Forest fires within the earth, okay? Help the forest grow big and bold and beautiful, right? Just to help them be happy and thrive, because it gets rid of all that debris. Forest fires out of control are devastating, absolutely positively devastating. So here, there is a sense that passion can burn very brightly. But what I'm really seeing this as is the moon reflects the light of the sun, which warms, which heals, which moves you forward. And that's what you're embracing. You're embracing the light of the sun. Things are being purged out, and that's where the death card comes in, where it's like, okay, this had to end, this had to stop in order for you to move forward, in order for you to embrace your power, to embrace your beauty, to embrace where it is that you need it to be. And it's, again, a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new, a rising like a phoenix. And I know people sit there and I say, Dane, why do I have to rise like a phoenix? Can't things just be easy? First of all, this is life. Nothing about it is easy. I love the quote by Katharine Hepburn: living is the hardest thing you'll ever do. After all, it kills you. I know it's astoundingly blunt, but I like it for that. I like the honesty in it. And if things can't be easy for, a golden age of Hollywood star, how can things be easy for everybody? So when I say a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new, think of it as you wake up each day a new person. You have a myriad of goals that can be accomplished. You have a myriad of prosperities that can be met. You have the challenges to be faced. Okay? Think of rising from slumber. Think of rising from sleep as being able to rise like a phoenix. That sleep is your ashes, and you are shaking off who you were the day before, who you were when you slept, and now you are embracing a passion. And there's a gift that is handed to you because of this. A gift, a beauty, a power, a truth. And as you move forward, there is a sense here of a gift being handed to you that you're not going to be ready to see, or you're not going to see right away. So you need to step back. You need to look at things. You need to rest. You need to take things in. And when this gift is handed to you, okay, and you're not ready for it, don't think it goes away. Spirit is still going to be handing it to you. Divinity, the universe, Luna, the moon, is still handing it to you. It might just be in a different phase that you get it, because you need to step back. You need to look at things with new eyes. You need to heal and cleanse yourself. And by cleansing, I mean it's releasing the negativity. All right? It's putting into the earth. I love to just sit and think of all the negativity. I think of it as like, sewer sludge, just pouring from my body, going into the earth. Not to poison the earth, but because the earth can heal it and cleanse it and purify it. You can visualize it like, evaporating from you like a cloud. It's whatever you're most comfortable with. But here there is a sense of power, of truth, of prosperity being handed to you. But because why you're not seeing it is because this moon is also bringing a tower time. Now, I know you're sitting there and thinking, oh my gosh, Dane, not the tower. Any card but the tower. The tower isn't a bad card. It's divine change. It's divinity saying it's time to get out of your comfort zone. And you might say, Dane, nothing about my life for the last 10 years, last 20 years, last 5 years has been comfortable. Fair. Absolutely fair. But this is divinity shaking things up. And it might be that divinity has been shaking things up for a really long time, because you would not be at this point in this space if they didn't. So yes, things are being shaken up, but you are embracing this prosperity of soul in the self, this sense of looking at things with new eyes. Okay, this release of ego. This release of ego is going to be so important to you, because it's going to be what sets you free. It's like, I don't care what everybody else says. They're going to say things anyway, whether you like it or not. That's just how people are. And so you are releasing yourself from the pain, from the disappointment, from the hardship, from the misunderstandings of things. And you're seeing things anew. You're seeing new power come in. This is a time where you're set free. And when you step back, you regain your spark. You regain your power. You regain the way that you want to look at things. And this is divinity bringing you to your birthright. Okay, this is divinity saying you were born with a purpose. Please see it. And yes, your roots have been shaken. You might be going through hardship and pain and disappointment after hardship and pain and disappointment. And it's divinity saying, see the path that you need to walk. Stand tall and firm in the face of hardships. Right? Because now you're being handed your gift. And as you're being handed your gift, you're not seeing things the same way. You're not. It's like your whole world has been changed. Okay? Who you once were is gone. And that could be something that you mourn. But it's actually, Spirit is saying here, it should be something you rejoice in. Because now you're seeing everything differently. And there is more power, there is more truth, there is more prosperity to you. And the bounty that you want within your life is within reach. And you're seeing it within this full moon, because this full moon, takes you from shame and pain. And shame is what keeps us small. Fear is what keeps us small. But thinking, oh, wow, I'm not worthy of this. I couldn't possibly, I failed so much in high school, I can't possibly, I didn't get those good marks in college, or I didn't go to college, I'm not eligible, I'm not ready, I'm not this, I'm not that. And this is saying enough. Enough is enough. You have tremendous gifts within you. And that's what you're claiming. And you're seeing the whole world differently, because you might have done everything right, and excuse my language, but shit still happened. And you're looking there, and it's like, why did I do everything right if it still smacked me in the face? And as you're looking at things, you see your prosperity. You see what you want. It's not defining yourself what other people want from you. It's saying, what do I want? Because this hangman here has wings. Okay, yes, the rope has him tied, but he's holding on to it. He's levering it. And when he falls, when he lets it go, he's going to fly. And you're going to fly to your prosperity, to your abundance, to your success, to the harvest that you want. And as you embrace that, you embrace your passion and your creativity. You embrace the trials and the tribulations that you have been through. And you see that it was actually a beautiful gift. Okay? Because it's given you insights that are astounding. It's given you a way of seeing things that is beautiful. And you're going to go from being this 10 of Swords, like, oh my gosh, overkill. What the heck is going on? It's Rhiannon. It's like shamed and cast down and absolutely ignored and unwanted, to something beautiful, to reclaiming your throne, to seeing the truth coming out, to seeing yourself walking in your beauty, to seeing yourself claiming the throne that was denied to you before, or that you forgot was part of your birthright. The power, the majesty, the truth. And as you claim it and you walk into this power, as you claim it, and this becomes part of your identity, you rejoice because you know who to trust and who not to. The 3 of Cups, always for me, is a sense of someone you have trusted not being trustworthy. You might sit there and say, Dane, that's not it. It's celebration, it's happiness, it's success, it's friendship. And it's you moving towards those things because you have learned to trust in yourself, because you have understood the darkness of human nature, kind of like, it's not darkness, it's sewer sludge, all right? It's kind of like the sneakiness, the manipulation, the dysfunction of other people. You're seeing that, and you're like, oh, okay. I'm not that bad, first of all. You're definitely coming to that realization, and you're seeing that you claim your power, you claim your truth, you claim what you want. And as you move forward with this sense of, I'm not putting my trust in other people. I'm not sitting there and thinking, okay, you'll handle this because you failed me before. And it doesn't have to be that the same person has failed you and that you're trusting them again. It can be that a situation where you're looking at things and you're like, wow, I'm not letting my pride get in the way, but I'm letting honesty move me forward. That purity of intention from the snow moon, the fact, the way the world looks after it's snowed. Okay, that clean, white, silent, beautiful, when the birds sing and it just like echoes off of everything. There's an exquisiteness to it that you are claiming. And it's because you've been through the muck and the mire. You've been through the snow by the side of the road that gets all dirty and icky and it just looks horrific. And now you're rising again. You're rising again and you're claiming your passion. You're claiming what you desire. You're knowing where it is that you want to be. And this is something, Taurus, that you have fought for. This was not easily won. People might sit there and think, oh my gosh, you've had it so easy. You know what? You can tell them to shut up because you haven't. This full moon is absolutely embracing that. It's embracing a struggle, but it's taking pride in the success that is now surrounding you. All right. And now it's time for Luna, for the moon to speak for herself. Spirit message, Luna's message. For Taurus, how will the February 2020 full moon affect Taurus? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Taurus? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Taurus? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. How will the February 2020 full moon affect Taurus? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Taurus? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Taurus? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Taurus? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. There you are. And isn't it that Johnny Cash song that says what's done in the dark is brought to the light? That's kind of what this time is for you. It's kind of like the secrets, the doubts, the fears, the manipulations of other people. They're brought to the light and you're seeing your power and your truth. There's a masculine force around you, okay? So this says the masculine. And as you're moving forward, it can be that you've had two choices kind of laid out before you because you were following the masculine, you were looking at things, yeah, that's it. And by this, I don't mean that you were following a guy, but you could be following a man if that resonates true with you. But it's also saying here that you were following a traditional kind of laid out way to see things. And what the moon is saying here is there are hidden secrets coming. Not something more, because this is the lunar God. And this is saying that there is a power and a strength and a truth to you as you embrace the full moon, as you see the cycles of the moon coming. There isn't that sense of having to follow what has been done. I'm just seeing crops being harvested. It's kind of like a tradition, a way of doing things. And here, there comes an energy around you that is saying the masculine was a very distinct way of doing things, a very distinct pattern of doing things. And you're going to start to see that you move towards the moon's power, all right? You move towards your truth within your power. You move towards the phases. And so when you thought that you were following, kind of the tried and true, you're going to see that the masculine starts to change, starts to transform with what you're looking for. For some of you, it's what you're looking for in a partner. For others of you, it's what you had used to define you before. It's kind of like, this is what needs to be done. This is how things need to be looked at. And you're going to see that the masculine now is not just the tried and the true. It is the phases of the moon. There is a sense of a glory moving you forward, a power moving you forward. And why it's coming through as masculine, not that masculine or feminine is better. Both of them are absolutely positively needed. Oh, that's it. And this is playing off of the feminine energy of you, Taurus, because you embrace the feminine. You are embracing the feminine, especially during this time, and it's within your sign. And so embracing the masculine here is you're having your sensitivity and your connection with higher truths and higher meaning come in with a forcefulness, with a power, with a sense of sowing seeds and planting what it is that you desire. And it's not working under the harsh rays of the sun, which is needed, yes, to grow and nurture those plants, but it's also working under the cool light of the moon, which is needed so that everything isn't burnt up. Kind of the plants aren't just fried from having so much sunlight, so much sunlight, so much sunlight all the time. So here, there is that sense, that balance that's coming in of the way that you are harvesting, of the way that you are looking at things. And that leads us to the full moon in Cancer, which says a personal issue reaches resolution. As you embrace the Queen of Wands, it can be a personal issue with a fire sign energy in Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius, but it's also a personal issue about your passion, about your creativity, about the way that you want to move forward, and the place that you want to be within your heart, within your soul, within yourself, the power that you want to have, the magic and the mysteries and the new dawns and the new days that are coming your way. This leads you to the wolf moon, which wasn't that January's full moon was the wolf moon? Yes, it was. And so here you're hungry. You were hungry for the prosperity before, you're hungry for the prosperity now, and you are holding on to it. You are grasping it, you are being given it, and it is beautiful, it is bountiful, it is serene within yourself, within your soul, that is moving you forward. It's knowing what you want to plant. It's knowing how you want to develop yourself. And this moves you to the new moon in Taurus. This moves you to you, which says prosperity lies ahead as you are reborn, as you embrace your goals and your desires, as you move forward. Prosperity lies ahead of you. Prosperity is a part of you. This then moves you to focus on what it is that you truly want, the transformation that you desire within your life, and to the gifts that are being given to you that might not be being seen, or it can feel as if they were ignored. So here you move forward in focus. You move forward towards your goals as you have grounded yourself and as you have released negativity, which leads you to the new moon in Sagittarius, which says luck is on your side. Luck is on your side, even though it might feel like things are falling apart. Luck is on your side, even though there is this tremendous change that Spirit is giving you, that the universe is gracing you with. Luck is on your side, and you are actually going to land like a cat on your feet. And it is going to be brilliant, and it is going to be powerful. You then embrace action as you see everything anew, as you look at things differently, as you fly to new heights. Okay? And it's not conforming with everybody else. That's not where the action lies. The action lies in embracing your uniqueness, embracing and celebrating the profoundly beautiful way you see things, which moves you to the first quarter moon, which says your commitment is being tested. Okay? So as you're flying to new heights, as you're looking at things anew, how committed are you to the growing of this garden, to the prosperity that you want within your life, to the beauty that you are embracing? It might not be going the way that you imagined, but don't give up on it. Your commitment is being tested, but are you going to walk away? Which leads you to the full moon in Cancer, which leads you to a personal issue being resolved. It's like this commitment is tested, but the personal issue is resolved because luck, divinity, the universe is on your side. You are nourished by the earth. You are nourished where once you had thought you had fallen upon it. You are nourished, you are growing, you are embracing. And as you grow and as you embrace and as you thrive, the new moon in Aries says it's time to take action. Again, it's within this action. It's like as you move forward, as you know prosperity lies ahead, as you embrace the masculine to combine with your feminine, you have action all around you. And it leads you to trusting in yourself and trusting within a few people. People who have always stood by you, people who, yes, they might not be perfect, but they are your allies. And you've learned who to trust and who you can't trust. But also not to put yourself fully in one person over another. No, not one person over another, one person over yourself, which leads you to embracing prosperity, knowing that prosperity lies ahead as personal issues reach a resolution, as personal issues are resolved. Your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is judgment, is rising up, is having the angels protect you, is having divinity watch over you, and rising up towards your greatness, towards your glory. Being set free. It leads you to your subconscious message of the South Nod, which says, don't let your past hold you back. Don't let your past become the ruler of your present and the dictator of your future. Let yourself move forward. Let you embrace your greatness, your glory, and say the past was important. Don't think, oh my gosh, my past was horrible and it did nothing for me. Your past was important. It taught you. It shaped you into the person that you are. But now it's time to embrace the way that you want to move forward. Embrace the person you want to be, the courage that you have to live your dreams in your life. And this leads you to the darkness. This leads you to the serenity, to the peace of the quiet of the night. And you don't need the hustle and the bustle. You don't want it. There is a sense of embracing peace. And in embracing peace, you embrace your destiny. All right, Taurus, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. And I love you all. Bye.